Here's a very similar problem that I hope will help you out. So we have this triangle pictured here. We're given that the length of segment AD is equal to 21, and we want to find the length of segment AG and DG from the information given to us in the picture. So if we look at this triangle here, we notice a few things. We have these two tick marks here and there, which means these two sides are congruent. And I have 3 tick marks here, 3 tick marks there. So AF and FB are congruent. I have a tick mark here, a single tick mark there, so BD and DC are congruent. So what that is telling us while we're looking at this image is that we have a certain type of lines that are traveling through our triangle. And those lines are called medians. A median is a line that connects the vertex and the midpoint of the opposite side in a triangle. When you have medians that intersect, that point is what we call the centroid. The centroid has a special property that tells us that our segments are split into 2-to-1 ratios, which means that while AD is 21, this piece has to be 2 parts of that 21, and this piece has to be that third part. So there's a couple ways you can solve it. I'm going to go through an algebraic method. So I have 2-to-1 ratio, this 2-to-1 ratio, so I have 2 parts of something and 1 part of something. So I'm going to solve this as 1x plus 2x. 1 part, 2 parts. And those together have to be 21 because that's the full length of our segment. So really we have 3x here. And I picked a number that's relatively easy to see where this is going, so you might be able to jump ahead. But if we divide out the 3 on both sides, that gives you that x is equal to 7. You should be able to tell from the image that DG is the shorter of the 2 lengths. So DG is equal to 7 because that's our 1 part. We still have to figure out our 2 parts. Well, 2 times 7 is 14. AG is the longer of the 2 segments, so AG is 14. And these aren't labeled, so this would be units that we would label that as. And for each of these segments, if I gave you some length, it's solved the same way.